Okay, welcome to week 6. This is lesson 1. And now that we have a better understanding of our nervous system and our vagus nerve, this is where we dive more into what can we do, right, to help regulate those things and some applicable skills for that. So here's a quick overview of what we're going to discuss today. So, like I said, today we're going to begin a deeper dive into one of the most powerful and often overlooked healing systems in your body, which is the vagus nerve. And although we have mentioned it in the past, this week is dedicated to helping you truly understand what the vagus nerve is, what it does, and how it's connected to autoimmune symptoms, inflammation, digestion, and emotional balance. So, once you have a deeper understanding of how the system works, you'll see how supporting it can become one of your most reliable tools for regulating your health and energy. So, as we know, the vagus nerve is a major part of the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system. So, when activated, it slows your heart rate, supports digestion, and signals safety to your body, which is the total opposite of the fight or flight response, right? When your vagus nerve is functioning well, your body feels calm and connected and balanced, not in that fight or flight. But when it's not, that's when you feel kind of on edge, you can't calm down, you're high alert, or kind of completely shut down. So the vagus nerve does a lot more than people realize. It also helps to regulate digestion. It influences your heart rate and blood pressure. It modulates immune response and inflammation, which we have covered that, but it also impacts your ability to rest, to sleep, to relax, to connect with others emotionally, to connect with your own emotions, right? So this makes it a key player in autoimmune health, especially because it directly communicates between your brain and your immune system. Vagal tone, right, going back to that, refers to how well your vagus nerve is working. So, high vagal tone means your body can return to balance pretty easily after stress. Low vagal tone means your system may stay stuck in a survival mode. And research has shown that low vagal tone is often associated with increased inflammation, poor digestion, mood instability, higher risk of chronic illness. But luckily, our vagal tones, even if they are disrupted, can improve with intentional practices, which is something we're going to continue to build upon. So, when the vagus nerve is under functioning, you might notice things like chronic fatigue or brain fog or digestive issues like IBS or bloating, constipation. You might feel a sense of anxiety or nervousness and panic. Maybe you feel emotionally just numb, disconnected, maybe even some dissociation is happening. You might see physiologically some increased autoimmune flares, and these are not random things. They are signs that your body is really struggling to regulate. So, supporting your vagus nerve helps bring these systems back online. Chronic stress, and especially trauma associated with chronic stress, um, obviously dysregulates the vagus nerve, hugely dysregulates the vagus nerve. When your body has been in fight or flight or freeze for way too long, the vagus nerve just kind of becomes less responsive. It gets really quiet, kind of shuts down, and your body stops hearing signals of safety. And that is why even small stressors can feel really overwhelming. This is not a weakness, it's just biology and it can change. So research shows sorry, I have a hair somewhere. Research shows strong links between how low vagal tone and autoimmune diseases like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and inflammatory bowel conditions. Um, because obviously without proper vagal signaling, inflammation builds just unchecked and causes all these symptoms. Vagal stimulation has been shown to reduce markers of inflammation and help the body return to that state of balance, right? That's what we're looking for. So this means that, again, these symptoms are not all in your head. They are tied to your nervous system functioning. When you intentionally activate the vagus nerve through breath and movement or sound or cold feelings, you signal safety to the brain. And this activates the parasympathetic nervous system and turns down that stress response. So over time, this reduces inflammation, improves digestion, and increases your resilience to stress. So the more that we stimulate the vagus nerve gently and consistently, the more regulated your system becomes. Sorry, guys, this hair, I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, the nervous system is not fixed. Thanks to neuroplasticity, which is the ability for your brain to create new neural pathways, your vagus nerve can become more responsive over time. So healing, excuse you, healing isn't about eliminating all stress. It's about teaching your body how to return to safety more quickly and more often. So this lesson is your invitation to begin that retraining, starting from a place of compassion and not pressure. So let's take a moment to reflect here. How might your health improve if your vagus nerve were well supported? Maybe digestion would feel more stable for you. Maybe you would experience less flares, less frequently or less intensely. Perhaps your sleep would be better or your mood would feel more well balanced. Just take a minute and make a note of one area where you would like to feel more regulation. That's kind of your starting place. What are you looking to achieve out of your vagus nerve regulation? So let's close with this question. What would it feel like to live in a body that feels safe again? And you might not have that answer yet, and that is okay. Just asking this question is a shift. And the practices ahead are going to help your body slowly and gently start to move into that direction of just that gentle curiosity of what does my body need right now. So don't forget worksheet. There's also some exercises in this week to kind of help with vagus nerve resetting. So be sure and check those out. And I'll look forward to seeing you in our next lesson.